Hello guys, welcome back to Our Vision Farm. We did a little bit of a seed shopping haul on MI Gardener. I remember last year or last growing season, the 2024 growing season, we actually had really good success with MI Gardener seeds. We had good germination rates. The plants grew to grow lots of vegetables or flowers. Out of all the seeds that I got last year from MI Gardener, the only thing I remember not growing well for us was the carnation flowers and the straw flowers, but everything else that we ended up getting from them did really beautifully. So we got a bunch of more seeds for this year for 2025 gardening season from MI Gardener. And so I'll show you what we got, and we saved tons of seeds from last season's garden. We saved pumpkin seeds, watermelon seeds. I expect a lot of the flowers to reseed themselves in the flower garden because we left a lot of that stuff there, like sunflowers and things. So we should be getting a lot of reseeding. Things like lettuce, we kind of just shook all the dried up seeds into the ground, tilled it all in. So we expect lots of volunteer plants plus all of the things that I saved. But I still wanted to get some fresh new seeds from MI Gardener, and we'll probably end up collecting a bunch more seeds every time we go to the store. We always end up buying some last minute things, but let's show you what we ended up choosing for MI Gardener for 2025, starting with these complimentary salad bowl mix lettuce. So they sent us 2 packs of these. We'll definitely be planting these lettuce mixes into the garden. And we saved, like I said, a lot of our tomato seeds from last year. We did really good with all the tomatoes last year. The beefsteak tomatoes, the heirloom tomatoes, the little yellow ones, they were like pear-shaped, I don't remember the name. The cherry tomatoes, everything did really good last year with tomatoes. So we're gonna do all of those again. Plus I grabbed the Brandywine red tomatoes and Moneymaker tomatoes, and I believe I even have seeds from these also from last year's or very similar types, but I wanted to throw in these just in case. You never know, in case the seeds that we save don't germinate, at least I have these to work with. So those are the only new tomatoes we're going to plant. Next is peppers. So our peppers last year, we got the seeds I think from True Leaf Market for our peppers. And the only reason they didn't do good is because I believe we started the seeds too late indoors and in too small of containers. We started them in the little cell trays, and I feel like if we would have started them in bigger pots, we would have had better success at having the plants nicer and bigger before transplanting outside. So that's our plan this year. We're going to start peppers earlier indoors and in bigger pots to get the plants bigger before transplanting outside. So my husband wants to make hot sauces and things, so we really have to get these plants to produce this year. We're going to do bell peppers just because it's a good cooking pepper, plus you can mix it in with the hot sauces. We're going to do this. This is a spicy pepper. I think it's in the habanero family. I'm not sure, but we got that one. We got cherry peppers. We grew these last year and they did good, but like I said, the plants didn't get big enough before the first frost came. We had only harvested maybe a handful of cherry peppers, so I wish we could have got way more. I wish our plants would have got bigger, but that's our goal for this year, to have enough to pickle some of these. So cherry peppers are on the list again. And then jalapenos, we actually harvested quite a bit of jalapenos and serrano peppers last year. And so we're going to try jalapeno again because we didn't save any seeds from our jalapenos. They never got to the ripe stage where you want to save seeds. So we grabbed a fresh new pack of jalapeno seeds, and Thai chili is the last pepper. This is a new one that we're going to try this year because it'll be perfect for hot sauces. Green beans is on the list. We saved some green beans. We ended up buying green beans, I believe, from MI Gardener, and it was like a last minute thing for for the fall garden, and they did really good. I'm surprised we didn't have problems with any types of bugs like we did, like aphids. Aphids used to get our beans in Florida, but we didn't have a problem with that here in Maine in 2024. So we grabbed another packet of bush beans, plus I also saved a little handful of seeds from last growing season's beans. So we'll mix all those up and plant them and have ourselves a nice little row of green beans this time, because last time we kind of just bought the one packet as an afterthought, and we could have done a lot more with green beans if we knew they were going to grow that good and be that prolific. Cucumbers this year, we're focusing on pickling cucumbers. These did really good for us last year. We sold a bunch in the farm stand, we ate a bunch in salads, and we made so many pickles. We still have some pickles we are working on eating right now. And so I wanted to focus on pickling cucumbers, because if they don't sell in the farm stand or we don't eat them ourselves, we can always make pickles with them. These are much better, obviously, for making pickles than the bigger, longer varieties. So that's what I'm going to focus on. We have several spots in our gardens that are perfect for these little pickling cucumbers to just grow and expand. So I did 2 varieties of those. And for pumpkins, we're going to replant our Jarrahdale pumpkins. We're going to replant some of the orange jack-o'-lantern pumpkins that we saved from the last season, which you guys know we harvested lots of pumpkins and that was unexpected. But I saw this is a new variety called Winter Luxury Pumpkin. So I thought that was cool. It's another one of those good for decoration pumpkins, but it's also an eating pumpkin, and that's what I like when they're dual purpose like that. So somebody can still carve these or use them as a pretty fall decoration, but it is an eating pumpkin. So just like the Jarrahdale, they make such beautiful decorations, but the best thing is that you can make pies with them, you can eat them, roast them, make soup. So I think that is the best type of pumpkins that you can plant, those that work for decor and you can eat. And we have so many pumpkins right now in storage also, so I'm excited to try those out along with those same ones that we did last time. And then you guys know our watermelons did so good, and I was so excited about that. The only ones that we did not get to try was the Moon and Star. So we focused on a variety that I think will do much better, which is the Sugar Baby watermelon, because they are smaller, they have a shorter growing time. So I think that we will definitely be able to grow these and get a bunch to harvest and enjoy before the first frost comes. So we saved seeds from our yellow watermelon from the last season. We're going to replant those and even get them started earlier indoors. But we did end up harvesting all of our watermelons, most of them, and we harvested over a dozen yellow watermelons last time. So with these sugar babies, I think we'll have no problem. And then we're going to try the orange watermelon so that we can have all the colors, the red, yellow, and orange. And these, I think, grow to the size of the yellow ones we did last year. So we do have to be careful to start these very early as we can, and get them transplanted out as soon as we can, because they have a longer day to maturity, 80 to 90 days. So it's a little risky because frost can come before they're all ripe, but fingers crossed that it works out and we get to try these orange watermelons. For flowers, I expect a lot of our flower seeds to reseed themselves, like the sunflower zinnias and things like that. But I wanted to try dahlias. Dahlia tubers are very expensive. Somebody recommended that I grow dahlias in the flower garden, and the tubers were just so expensive. So I'm just going to go ahead and try with seeds, and fingers crossed that it works out, and eventually save my own tubers from the seeds if they work out. So I'm going to start with this because it was only $2 for the seed packet. If they work out, they work out. If not, maybe we'll go the tuber route eventually. So I'm going to try those, and then we're going to try lavender because we've tried this a couple times in Florida. It never worked out. They never germinated. So I think lavender might be better for us here in the cold. They do require cold stratifying and all of that. So I'm going to look up to see how to get these started here in Maine. and get these into the garden. These will be a while before they actually flower. I think this says they flower in the second year. But I want to add this because my husband specifically wants to do dried tea mixes, herbal teas, and tea blends like that. So I wanted to add another type of edible flower into our flower garden so that we can include that in the teas. We have other things like lemon balm in the garden that should come back every year. Mint comes back every single year. So lavender is another addition to the flower garden area, and we can use it because it's edible, and we can also use it in our flower arrangements too. But other than all of this stuff, I am pretty sure we're going to be picking up last minute packets or little add-ons from the store. But this was the base of our seed haul for this year. We didn't want to buy too much because we have so much saved already. And we kind of have decided what we wanted to grow this year and what we wanted to leave out compared to last year's garden. Last season was kind of our experimental year where we tried everything that you can think of, plus some, because we kept picking up seeds from the store and things, and we ended up ordering seeds a second time around also. So this year we kind of focused on the basics of what we wanted to grow, the things that did the best last year, and the things we want to focus a little more on, like the peppers specifically. That wasn't so much of a success last year, so we want to try it again and give it another shot. The tomatoes did so good for us last year. Cucumbers, zucchinis, and squashes did really great for us last year, but we found that we couldn't really get rid of it. We had to eat a lot of it ourselves. We still have some saved in the freezer, so we opted not to grow zucchinis and stuff this year. We're just focusing on the things we really enjoyed growing and that people enjoyed buying, things that are easy to pick and rinse off and put in the shop. So I'm not doing carrots. I will be picking up radish seeds, but I'll get those from the store. We're not going to do other like root vegetables that require a lot of washing and scrubbing. We're just going to make it easier on ourselves so we can focus more of our time on healthy plants and taking care of our plants. And we also have our growing orchard. We're going to plant some more honeyberries in 2025. I don't think we're doing any more cherry trees. We're going to see how the ones we planted last time bounce back because the deer did get to them in the fall time. But honeyberries have been doing good and the deer did not mess with them even in the fall. So we're going to get some more planted of those in the orchard. But this is what we're doing basically for veggies. And then I'd like to also plant some strawberry plants. So we're going to buy those eventually. So for fruits, we're going to add strawberry plants into our veggie garden. And then we're going to add more honeyberries to the orchard. And then we're going to have these watermelons, the 2 new types of watermelons plus the yellow ones. And then all the other veggies, basic cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, and our flower garden. So I just wanted to show you what we ended up getting, and we're looking forward to springtime. Winter has just begun here, but it's exciting to plant out the garden and start getting the seeds and planning out when we're going to start things indoors and all of that fun stuff. So we look forward to a whole nother brand new year and growing season. I hope you guys enjoyed this seed haul.